Hello folks, this is my tutorial for my game Decoding the Powerball. This is all about Group 1, how to use it, and how it's updated. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing a tutorial on my game is because I'm always looking for people to play my game / system. Instead of charging a fee to play, I would like to charge a commission for using my system. 1% if you get all 5 white balls correct. Okay, so if you're interested in playing my system, send me an email at trm6776@gmail.com. Okay, so my first tutorial was on the game card, which is right here. So if you haven't watched that video yet, please watch that one, and that will answer a lot of questions for you. Okay, so this video is about Group 1, okay, on how I use it and how I update it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is show you how I update Group 1. Okay, so by doing that, I think it will answer a lot of questions that you might have. Okay, so the first thing that I do is I highlight this row, and then I insert a row above it. Okay, and then I eliminate all the colors of it as well. Okay, so the second thing I do is I go to the Powerball homepage. The winning numbers were 21, 39, 41, 48, 63. Okay, so I go back and I got 21, okay, 21 blue, 39 green, 41 orange, 48 green, and 63 green, okay. So I didn't say any red at all, so there is no red. There is one blue, that 21. There was one orange, that 41, and there was 3 green, the 39, the 48, and the 63. Okay, so now I color these in red that they were hits, okay, and I color this one in blue, meaning that it was a miss or cold. Okay, so red means hot, blue means cold, so that's how I update Group 1. Okay, so there's 2 more things I want to show you about the option card and the stats here. Okay, and the first thing is when I put a blue mark here when there's no hits in this area. Okay, I'm gonna change this number from 34 to 35, and of course that means how many zeros there are in this column. Okay, and the second thing is the longest streak. Okay, so I keep track of the streaks as well, of how long they were, okay, and the longest one. So right here, you can see this 16. That's the longest streak of all 4 of these columns here. Okay, so every option card has its own longest streak. Like this one over here is 20. You can see how long this one is here. Okay, so so those are the 2 other things I wanted to show you. Okay, so next I'm going to just update a couple of these option cards so you have a full understanding about what's going on. Okay, so again, the numbers were 21, 39, 41, 48, and 63. So again, I just kind of find them here. So it was 21 orange, okay, 39 green, 48 green, 63 green, and 41 red. Okay, so there was 1 red, no blue, 1 orange, 3 green. Okay, and then I'm going to mark those red, and I'm going to mark this one blue. And I'm going to change this to 32. Okay, so there's no longest streaks at all, so I'm going to keep that the same. Okay, so I'm going to update option card number 3 just to really pound things in here. Okay, so you really understand things. Okay, so again, the winning Powerball number was 21 blue, 39 orange, 41 orange, 48 orange, and 63 green. Okay, so there was no red. Okay, so there was 1 blue, there was 3 orange, and 1 green. So again, I'm going to color those in. Red, this one blue, and I'm going to change this to 38. Again, there was no streaks involved here, so I'm not going to change the streaks at all. Okay, so one thing that I look for is how many of these single zeros are there. Okay, so you can see right here, sometimes they double up. Okay, so uh, I like it when I see like 10 or 12 of these single zeros in a row. Okay, because eventually they will double up. Okay, so I'm going to update this number 4 as well because it's a little bit unique. Okay, so uh, again, 21 orange, 39 blue, 48 blue, 41 red, 63 green. Okay, so all colors are represented there. Okay, so I got one red, two blue, one orange, and one green. Okay, so I call that a row. And I just do that because it's very easy for me to uh, go down the line here and see what's a row and what's not a row. Okay, so if a row hasn't come up in a long time, okay, like here's a pretty good span, then I'm gonna predict that a row is going to happen. Okay, and if I think that there's going to be a row, then I want my picks to represent all 4 numbers out of this option card. Okay, so here's another one I wanted to show you. Option card number 7 here. Okay, you can see that I'm marking this off the orange. Okay, it missed again, so I'm going to change this up here to 38. Okay, but you know it hardly ever goes 4 misses in a row like this. Okay, so here's one down here, and you know somewhere in these option cards there's one with like 7 misses in a row, okay? But usually it's just like 1 or 2, and then it goes back to having a number hit in there, okay? So the reason why I'm showing you this option card is because since there's been 4 misses in a row here, I'm going to predict that there's going to be a hit, okay? So this is another way of using this group 1 is when I get done with the game card, eliminating everything off of the game card, I'm going to come back to this group 1, option card number 7, and I'm going to see what's left in the orange area, okay? So maybe it might be 46 or 47 or whatever, okay? So again, I eliminate numbers off of the game card, trying to pick a 0 out of here, and then I come back and I try to guess what's going to come up on the game card. Okay, so here I am on the very next one, number 8. Okay, and the reason why I'm showing you this one is because of this long streak of 19 here. Okay, so you know this is a perfect opportunity where I'm thinking that there's going to be a 0 here. So I'm going to take all these blue numbers and I'm going to eliminate it off of this game card. Okay, and then after I eliminate all the numbers that I can, I'm going to come back and I'm going to look at this green area because there's 2 zeros here. So now I'm thinking that there's going to be a hit in one of these green numbers. Okay? Okay, so a couple more things I want to show you about this group 1. Okay, so on option card number 14 here, you can see that there was 3 rows. Okay, so usually, you know, it could go 4, you know, anything's possible, you know, but the probabilities are that it's probably not, okay? So there's probably going to be a 0 somewhere in here, okay? So you can see that there's been a bunch of zeros in this red area, a bunch in the blue, but the orange, you know, not so many, okay? 27 compared to 39 and 45, you know? Plus, it has a streak of 11. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm probably going to take these orange numbers off of the game card because I don't believe that any of the orange numbers will come up. Okay, so the last thing I do is I count how many zeros there are per column. Okay, so just focus on the red areas. Okay, so there's 1 in the red, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I'm going to write down 7 right here. Okay, and I'm going to color that blue. Okay, so the thing is that if there's 4 more zeros, okay, on the 15 option cards, then I'll color it red. Okay, So if there's 5 or more misses, I'm going to color it blue, and that will, distinguish itself from the others. Okay. So the reason why I color it blue at 5 or more, is because 5 is a third of the 15 option cards. So, if I could predict like this orange one right here, I'm going to predict that there's going to be a blue mark right here. Okay. So that means a third of the option cards, I believe, are going to have misses to it. Okay, folks, that's the end of my tutorial for the Group 1 of my game, Decoding the Powerball. Again, if you haven't seen it, look for my tutorial on the game card. That's really the key to the whole game. Okay, so again, if you're interested in playing, please read the fine print and send me an email to trm6776@gmail.com. All right, folks, I appreciate you watching. Best of luck with your picks.